Have you ever felt like something's holding you back from reaching your full potential? Do you sometimes experience a nagging sense that you're different from others, but can't quite put your finger on why? If you're nodding along, you might be experiencing what's known as a persecution imprint, and it's particularly common among lightworkers. Today we're diving deep into the 7 warning signs of persecution imprint that are unique to lightworkers. This isn't just another video about general self-doubt or anxiety. We're going to explore the specific ways this imprint shows up for those of us who feel called to help and heal others. But what exactly is a persecution imprint? It's a kind of energetic memory stored in our subconscious of past experiences where we felt persecuted or punished for being who we are. For lightworkers, this often stems from lifetimes where using our gifts was met with fear, rejection, or even violence. Understanding these signs is crucial because they can hold us back from fully stepping into our power and purpose. By recognizing them, we can start to heal and move past these old patterns that no longer serve us. Let's start with the first sign: constant self-doubt. This isn't your run-of-the-mill uncertainty. For lightworkers, this self-doubt goes deeper. It's a persistent voice questioning not just our actions, but our very essence. You might find yourself constantly second-guessing your intuition, even when it's been right time and time again. This doubt can show up in various aspects of your life: when you're about to share an insight with a friend, when you're considering taking a new spiritual class, or even when you're just trying to trust your gut on a simple decision. Why are lightworkers more prone to this intense self-doubt? It often stems from past experiences where trusting our instincts or sharing our gifts led to negative consequences. Over time, this created a protective mechanism. If we doubt ourselves, we're less likely to put ourselves in vulnerable positions. But here's the thing: this self-doubt is holding you back from your true potential. It's keeping you small when you're meant to shine brightly. Recognizing this pattern is the first step to overcoming it. Start by paying attention to when that doubtful voice pipes up. Is it when you're about to step out of your comfort zone? When you're considering sharing your unique perspective? Once you identify the triggers, you can start to challenge that voice. And remember, your gifts are needed in this world. Your intuition is a powerful tool, not something to be doubted or hidden away. Start small. Try trusting your instincts on low-stakes decisions. As you build confidence, you'll find it easier to trust yourself in bigger ways. Moving on to the second sign: fear of standing out. This one might seem counterintuitive. After all, many lightworkers are drawn to helping others, which often involves being visible. But there's a difference between wanting to help and feeling comfortable being in the spotlight. This fear often manifests as a strong urge to blend in, to not rock the boat. You might find yourself holding back your opinions in group settings, even when you know you have something valuable to contribute. Or perhaps you downplay your abilities using self-deprecating humor to deflect attention from your gifts. This fear has deep historical roots. In many past societies, those who stood out, especially those with spiritual or healing abilities, were often viewed with suspicion or outright hostility. This led to a survival mechanism of trying to blend in to avoid drawing unwanted attention. But here's the truth: your uniqueness is your strength. The very things that make you stand out are often the gifts you're meant to share with the world. Building confidence in these gifts is a process, but it's so worth it. Start by acknowledging your unique abilities. What are you naturally good at? What do people often come to you for help with? These are clues to your special gifts. Then, look for safe spaces to practice using these gifts more openly. This could be in a supportive online community, with trusted friends, or in a class or workshop setting. As you become more comfortable owning your gifts, you'll find that standing out becomes less scary and more empowering. You'll start to see how your uniqueness allows you to help others in ways no one else can. The third sign we're going to explore is difficulty accepting praise. Does receiving a compliment make you squirm? Do you find yourself quickly deflecting or minimizing praise when it comes your way? This is a common experience for many lightworkers. When someone acknowledges your gifts or the positive impact you've had, you might feel a rush of discomfort. You might brush off the compliment, change the subject, or even feel a sense of guilt or unworthiness. This reaction goes beyond simple modesty. It's a deep-seated discomfort with being seen and appreciated for who you truly are. This difficulty often links back to past experiences where being recognized for your gifts led to negative consequences. In some cases, it might stem from a belief that it's selfish or egotistical to accept praise for helping others. After all, isn't that just what you're supposed to do? But here's why it's important to learn to receive positive feedback gracefully. When you reject or deflect praise, you're not just making yourself uncomfortable. You're also dismissing the genuine feelings and observations of the person giving the compliment. Moreover, you're reinforcing the belief that your gifts aren't worthy of recognition. Learning to accept praise is a skill, and like any skill, it takes practice. Start by simply saying thank you when someone compliments you. Resist the urge to add any qualifiers or deflections. Let yourself sit with the discomfort. It will pass, and over time it will lessen. Try to really hear what the person is saying. They're not just being polite, they're sharing how you've impacted them positively. Allow yourself to feel good about that impact. Accepting praise doesn't make you egotistical. It acknowledges the reality of your positive influence on others. As you become more comfortable receiving praise, you'll find it easier to fully own your gifts and the positive impact you have on the world. This, in turn, will make it easier for you to continue sharing those gifts without hesitation. Now let's talk about the fourth sign, unexplained anxiety in social situations. This goes beyond general social anxiety or introversion. For lightworkers experiencing a persecution imprint, social situations can trigger a deep, often inexplicable sense of unease or danger. You might find yourself feeling on edge in group settings, even when there's no apparent threat. Large gatherings might leave you feeling drained or overwhelmed, not just from social interaction, but from a sense of vulnerability or exposure. You might feel like you need to be constantly on guard, as if you're waiting for something bad to happen. This anxiety often has specific triggers for lightworkers. Being asked about your beliefs or practices might send your heart racing. The prospect of sharing your insights or abilities in a group setting might fill you with dread. You might even find yourself avoiding certain types of people or situations without really understanding why. This differs from general social anxiety in its intensity and specificity. While someone with general social anxiety might worry about being judged for their appearance or social skills, a lightworker with a persecution imprint might feel as if their very essence is under threat. This reaction stems from past experiences of persecution, whether in this lifetime or others. Your subconscious remembers times when being open about your true nature led to rejection, ridicule, or worse. As a result, it tries to protect you by triggering anxiety in situations it perceives as potentially dangerous. Overcoming this anxiety takes time and patience, but it is possible. Start by practicing grounding techniques. Before entering social situations, take a few moments to connect with your breath and feel your feet on the ground. Remind yourself that you are safe in the present moment. It can also be helpful to reframe these social situations. Instead of seeing them as potential threats, try to view them as opportunities to connect with others who might benefit from your presence and energy. Remember, your gifts are needed in the world, and by showing up authentically, you create space for others to do the same. Gradually expose yourself to more social situations, starting with those that feel safest. As you build positive experiences, your subconscious will start to learn that it's safe to be yourself in these settings. The fifth sign we're going to explore is resistance to sharing your gifts. This goes hand in hand with the fear of standing out, but it's more specific to the unique abilities of lightworkers. You might find yourself holding back from offering help or insights, even when you know you could make a difference. Perhaps you downplay your intuitive abilities or healing skills. You might feel a strong urge to help someone, but then talk yourself out of it, worrying that you'll be seen as weird or intrusive. This resistance often creates an internal struggle. On one hand, you feel a deep calling to help and heal others. It's part of who you are, and denying it feels wrong. On the other hand, The idea of openly sharing these gifts fills you with fear or discomfort. This resistance typically comes from past experiences where using your gifts led to negative consequences. In some cases, it might stem from childhood experiences where your intuitive or empathic abilities were dismissed or ridiculed. In other cases, it might come from deeper past life memories of persecution for using spiritual or healing gifts. Overcoming this resistance is crucial for lightworkers. Your gifts aren't just for you, they're meant to be shared with the world. By holding back, you're not only limiting yourself, but you're also depriving others of the help and healing you could offer. Start small. Look for low-pressure opportunities to share your gifts. This might mean offering a supportive ear to a friend in need, sharing an intuitive insight in a trusted circle, or volunteering your skills in a community that appreciates them. Practice talking about your gifts in a matter-of-fact way. The more comfortable you become discussing your abilities, the easier it will be to share them. Remember, you don't need to convince everyone of the validity of your gifts. Focus on those who are open and receptive. As you start to share more openly, pay attention to the positive impact you have. Each time you see how your gifts help others, it will become easier to overcome the resistance to sharing them. The sixth sign of persecution imprint in lightworkers is feeling misunderstood or isolated. This goes beyond the normal human experience of occasionally feeling out of place. For lightworkers, this sense of being different or misunderstood can be a constant undercurrent in their lives. You might find yourself feeling like you're speaking a different language than those around you, even when you're using the same words. Your perspectives on life, your values, and your priorities might seem vastly different from those of your family, friends, or colleagues. This can lead to a deep sense of isolation, even when you're surrounded by people who care about you. This feeling of being misunderstood can impact various aspects of your life. In relationships, you might struggle to find partners who truly get you. In your career, you might feel out of place in traditional work environments, struggling to find meaning in tasks that others seem to have no problem with. You might find yourself constantly searching for your tribe, people who share your outlook and understand your experiences. Why do lightworkers often feel this way? It's because you are, in many ways, tuned into a different frequency than many of those around you. Your sensitivity to energy, your intuitive insights, and your drive to help and heal others set you apart. In a world that often prioritizes material success and rational thinking, your more spiritual and empathic approach can feel out of place. This sense of isolation can be painful, but it's important to remember that it doesn't mean there's anything wrong with you. Your unique perspective is valuable and needed in the world. Finding your tribe is crucial for overcoming this feeling of isolation. Look for communities, either online or in person, where you can connect with like-minded individuals. These might be spiritual groups, healing circles, or workshops focused on personal growth and development. Don't be afraid to open up about your experiences and perspectives. You might be surprised to find that others have had similar feelings and experiences. By sharing your truth, you create space for others to do the same. Remember too that you don't need everyone to understand you fully. Focus on cultivating deep connections with those who do get you, while maintaining compassion and understanding for those who don't. Your ability to see the world differently is a gift. It allows you to offer unique insights and solutions that others might miss. By embracing your uniqueness, you can turn what once felt like isolation into a powerful tool for positive change. The seventh and final sign we're going to explore is unexplained physical symptoms. This is an area where the mind-body connection becomes particularly evident for lightworkers experiencing a persecution imprint. You might find yourself dealing with physical discomfort or health issues that don't seem to have a clear medical cause. These can range from chronic fatigue and unexplained aches and pains to more specific symptoms like throat tightness, heart palpitations, or digestive issues. For lightworkers, these physical manifestations often have a spiritual or energetic component. The throat tightness, for example, might be related to fear of speaking your truth. Heart palpitations could be connected to anxiety about fully opening your heart to others. Digestive issues might stem from difficulty digesting or processing the energies you pick up from others. These physical symptoms can be particularly frustrating because they often don't respond well to conventional medical treatments. You might find yourself going from doctor to doctor, seeking answers, only to be told that there's nothing physically wrong with you. The key to addressing these symptoms lies in recognizing the mind-body-spirit connection. Your physical body is intimately connected to your emotional and energetic state. When you carry the energetic imprint of past persecution, it can manifest in very real physical ways. Addressing these symptoms requires a holistic approach. Start by paying attention to when these symptoms occur. Are there particular situations or emotions that trigger them? This can give you clues about the underlying energetic or emotional causes. Practices like meditation, yoga, or energy healing can be particularly helpful in addressing these symptoms. These practices help you tune into your body and release stored tension and energy. It's also important to work on healing the underlying persecution imprint. As you release the fear and trauma associated with past experiences, you may find that your physical symptoms begin to improve. Remember, while these approaches can be very effective, it's always important to rule out physical causes for your symptoms. Work with healthcare providers who understand the mind-body connection and are open to a holistic approach to your health. Now that we've explored all 7 signs of persecution imprint in Lightworkers, let's talk about how to break free from this pattern. The first step is awareness. By recognizing these signs in yourself, you've already taken a huge step forward. You can't change what you don't acknowledge, so this awareness is crucial. Next, it's important to understand that healing from a persecution imprint is a process. It won't happen overnight, but with consistent effort, you can release these old patterns and step fully into your power as a lightworker. One powerful exercise for healing is to work with affirmations that directly counter the beliefs associated with the persecution imprint. For example, if you struggle with self-doubt, you might use an affirmation like, "I trust my intuition and my gifts." If you fear standing out, you might affirm, "It is safe for me to be seen and heard." Another helpful practice is to visualize yourself in past situations where you felt persecuted or afraid to use your gifts. In your mind, rewrite these scenarios. See yourself standing strong, using your abilities without fear, and being accepted and celebrated for who you are. Building resilience and self-trust is also crucial. Start by making small promises to yourself and keeping them. This helps you prove to yourself that you are trustworthy and capable. Gradually take on bigger challenges, always remembering to acknowledge your successes along the way. Connecting with other lightworkers can be incredibly healing. Sharing your experiences and hearing from others who have gone through similar challenges can help you feel less alone and provide practical strategies for growth. Remember, your gifts are not a burden or a danger. They are a beautiful and necessary part of who you are. The world needs lightworkers now, more than ever. By healing your persecution imprint, you free yourself to shine your light brightly and make the positive impact you're here to make. As we wrap up, let's recap the 7 warning signs of persecution imprint in Lightworkers. Constant self-doubt, fear of standing out, difficulty accepting praise, unexplained anxiety in social situations, resistance to sharing your gifts, feeling misunderstood or isolated, unexplained physical symptoms. If you've recognized some or all of these signs in yourself, know that you're not alone. Many lightworkers grapple with these challenges, but also know that you have the power to overcome them. Trust your path. Trust your gifts. The very fact that you're aware of these patterns means you're already on the road to healing. Take it one step at a time. Be patient with yourself, and remember that every time you push past these old fears and limitations, you're not just healing yourself, you're helping to heal the collective consciousness of all lightworkers. We'd love to hear about your experiences. Have you dealt with any of these signs? What strategies have helped you overcome them? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Your insights could be just what another lightworker needs to hear. If you found this video helpful, there are more resources available to support you on your journey. Check out the description below for recommended books, workshops, and online communities focused on empowering lightworkers. And stay tuned for our upcoming video on practical techniques for amplifying your lightworker abilities. Remember, your light is needed in this world. Don't let old fears dim your shine. You've got this.